morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you guys are at. I hope you're having a fantastic day. It's SoulSaint here, and we are in the middle of an event for Halloween, the Halloween Titan event, and there is a tournament going on right now for Time Attack Spider using only Dark Elves. Now, I actually originally built this team to work at the lower stages, and I didn't want to make any changes to my builds, and with a small little exception to it, we pretty much were able to achieve that using champions that work in other areas of the game with the way that they're built. And allow me to elaborate. Currently, we're running a team of Mithrala, Lydia, 2 Cold Hearts, and a Painkeeper. Now, the Cold Hearts that you see on this team are actually designed specifically for the Phantom Shogun's team, which I'll post a link in the video or in the description below for you guys to take a look at. They're built exactly the same way. The only difference is that you're going to see some fluctuations in their stats compared to the other one because of area bonuses. So it's going to look a little different, but for the most part, the build is the exact same. Additionally, our Painkeeper is one of the 3 Painkeepers that you're going to see in my IT team that uses 3 PKs, 1 Helicath, and 1 Geomancer. And then, of course, from my original Spider team, we have our Lydia and Mithrala. Now, I do want to note, I did notice that somewhere down the road, I guess my Lydia got adjusted or got changed, and her stats were a little bit lower than, and from a speed standpoint, lower than Mithrala, and I did want to get Mithrala to go second, not first in the lineup. So that is the only change I made, but with that being said, let's break it down. So Mithrala, currently going at a speed of 260. I think it's not really that mandatory to go that high, as long as you're going in a specific order, which is going to be Lydia, Mithrala, then the 2 Cold Hearts, and then Painkeeper will go last afterwards. But as long as they're all going above 245, you're pretty much good to go. And keep in mind that Lydia's going to have her increased speed in there, so you can maybe make some use out of that if you go fast enough, right? But Mithrala is going to open up with her A2, as well as her A3 shortly after in terms of her priority. As long as you got the accuracy to make sure you land it, you want to be a little bit careful with landing the Hex. The Hex is the big thing. It's going to help you with the 2 back end as they spawn in after the first initial drop of spiders. Lydia's going to come in followed up with her decreased defense and weaken, her A2 and Siren's Well. She is going to be first in the rotation, so 262 speed is where she's at currently because of my area blessings. Of course, you want a healthy amount of accuracy to make sure you're landing your stuff, but keep in mind there is a 3% value there that you got to watch out for. Cold Heart number 1, which is going to be our fastest of the 2, is going at a 256 speed. The crit damage could definitely be a little bit higher. She's not crit capped either as well. That's something I probably need to adjust and fix up, to be honest with you, but she's literally only 1 speed higher. And then, of course, our second Cold Heart, which is 1 speed lower, is same thing. Pretty much the long and short of it is that we want to make sure that they're open up with their Heart Seekers. And then Painkeeper is literally only there for the reset, and then the rest is history, okay? We're going to get into the run. I'm going to let you guys show, and I'm going to narrate along the way. I do want to be honest with you guys ahead of advance. We're doing this live, so it's a little weird, but we have done some runs. And so far, for the most part, it is working pretty well, but there has been some failures. I'm going to assume some of it's going to be some very realistic stuff where maybe the Cold Hearts get a little bit they get critted out a little bit earlier in the fight, or perhaps maybe we missed a couple of hexes or something around the ways that may compromise the run a little bit. So do keep that in mind. We also have Brimstone. Brimstone procs may also affect the outcome of the run, and that's something I want you guys to be aware of too as well. We have it on our Lydia, who is at a 3-star blessing, so the chances are where they are for that level. And with that being said, I think we can get into the run. Let's jump into it. As it starts, we're going to start off with Lydia. She's going to start off with her A2, as we said. It's going to give increased speed, so it's going to help out with overall. I actually didn't think my PK was going to make it to the turn before the boss hits, but Hex afterwards into Heartseeker number 1 pretty much clears all the ads. Heartseeker number 2 gets it down a little bit more. The ads do get eaten, and then, of course, after the reset from PK's out of the fight, right? So from here is pretty much just the battle of attrition, which is why we see, like, Mithrala doing her A3 kind of give us a little bit more opportunity to kind of stay in this fight just a little bit longer, maybe reset into our cooldowns a little bit more. But it's pretty much the exact same rinse and repeat. Afterwards, we're going to get the A3 and the A2 to pop again, and then, of course, the boss is going to go. He doesn't eat the ads this time because Torpify, which is his ability that he eats those and heals with, they're put on cooldown. So at this point, we're just trying to get as much damage as we can off on the boss and try to see if we can lock him out into a win. Hopefully we get it going. We didn't get any Brimstone procs this time, but it looked like it went through pretty well. Like I said, this is not 100%. I will be honest with you guys in the front. My Cold Hearts aren't built optimally to a point with the most amount of damage. Because they're tuned to be below my Gnarlhorn in the Phantom Shogun's team. But there's a lot of overhead and a lot of ways that you can kind of like build up extra pressure, extra damage to make sure that you're securing that 10%, getting the extra damage off wherever you see fit, and that'll hopefully lock in and cover for the 3% value you have, right? With that being said, do you like this? Are you enjoying the Halloween event? Are you having fun with the Spider turn event? Or do you like these events in general? I'm not gonna lie, the Demon Spawn one was a little bit harder for me for the Fire Knight side. We did have some fun with it in our previous video, but this one seems a little bit more realistic because all these champions that you see on the screen right now, they're usable in some capacity, especially for a hard Spider 10, which is kind of cool, right? With that being said, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and always remember, stay ascended.
Critic got the